presentation for today. Yeah, so we always say we always keep the best for the last. Okay, so ST Microelectronics actually we are a European chipset maker, so we make a lot of semiconductor chips. Okay, so one of our key product is actually microcontrollers. So I'm very happy to see that over the past 2 days, a lot of you actually stopped by our booth to actually look at the demo that we have actually demonstrated. Okay, so for ST Micro, most of you might not be so familiar with us because our component is actually going into the devices, the end devices that are actually used in smart cities and IoT devices and so on. Okay, so if you open any of these devices, you'll find a ST component inside. Okay, so today my presentation will be on simplifying your LoRa WAN development. Okay, so I'm going to cover how ST and our ecosystem is going to help you to actually simplify your LoRa device development. Okay, so ST Micro, we have a developer first strategy since 2007. So developer is a very so STM32 is actually a key enabler to enable to empower you embedded developers worldwide to release actually your connectivities. Okay, so we actually provide you embedded developers with hardware and also software and also very comprehensive support to help you in designing your devices. So STM32 microcontroller from ST Microelectronics, we are actually voted the number one 32-bit MCU in 2022. Okay, so we actually have more than 100,000 plus customers worldwide. Okay. So this slide here actually shows you a portfolio that we have for the STM32 MCU family. So inside our portfolio over here, we have also sub-families to cater for different type of application. Okay. So very important over here is that we actually provide this 10 years longevity commitment. So what is this 10 years longevity commitment? So this is to ensure you that we will support the product for 10 years, starting from beginning of every year. So if you have designed your product, okay, so it's very important that we actually to have this 10 years longevity commitment because you don't want your device, you don't want that after you design your device and then you run the problem that the component that you use, your device is obsoleted. Okay, so we actually renew this 10 years commitment at the beginning of every year. So in our portfolio over here, you can see we have MPUs. So this is actually for application that require a lot of processing power. So this can be application like gateways. So during the past 2 days, I think you all have also seen a lot of gateways from other partners of ours. So inside a gateway, you need something like an MPU with high processing power in the gateway. So besides that, we also have like high performance MCU. So just now before my presentation, there's also a session on AI. So we also have like our MCU actually supporting AI. Okay, and then we also have the mainstream MCUs. So these are actually catering for all the mainstream application. And then of course we also have the ultra low power MCU. So this is actually to cater for battery operated application. And we also are growing into the wireless MCU market. So what do we mean by wireless MCU? So we actually took our ultra low power MCU and then we actually integrated RF radio together with the MCU to support this different type of wireless technology inside one single SoC. Okay, so instead of using two MCU, two chips, you can actually satisfy this with actually one MCU. Okay. So in terms of the sub 1 GHz supported radio protocol, the main technology that we're talking about today is LoRa. So the STM32 WL MCU is actually supporting my 150 megahertz to 960 megahertz. So on this slide over here, you can see the technology that is actually supported by the STM32WL. But actually, in our region, in Southeast Asia, we have the most common and most popular sub-1 GHz technology is actually LoRaWAN. Okay, so to give you all, so in terms of Southeast Asia, so we are seeing that there are actually application. One of the most popular applications is actually in water metering. Okay, so if you go to our booth at the corner over there, we also have a demo for water metering. So we have a customer that's actually developing a device, a retrofit that's actually sitting on top of water meter. Okay, so it's actually reading the water meter reading and then sending this reading over LoRa to the server. Okay, so this is actually a device that's actually being deployed in Indonesia. Okay, so they just also announced that they actually got 50,000 meter deployed in Indonesia. Okay, so metering is one of the common application that we are seeing in Southeast Asia deploying LoRa. Okay, so another popular application will be also in street lighting. So there are actually ongoing trial in smart street lighting using LoRa devices. So we also have a demo at our booth that you can also come over and have a look. So the LoRa street light is actually you can actually use like to dim to control the brightness of the street light. You can also use it to monitor like the power consumption of the street light and so on. Okay, I think another common application is actually also in like smart agriculture. I think in terms of Southeast Asia, we have a lot of plantation in Southeast Asia. So there are actually a lot of requirements to actually use LoRa sensors to monitor the moisture, the water content in the soil, and also the mineral in the soil. Okay, so this is also one common application that we are seeing that are actually using LoRa. So how are we going to help customer to design LoRa devices? So all these examples that I mentioned in the previous slide, like all the smart meter, all the smart street lighting, all the sensors for doing agriculture, they all actually started with using one of our evaluation board. So I actually have one evaluation board here on hand. Okay, so in our ecosystem over here, we have like this evaluation board. So we have the evaluation board for our SoC, our system on chip, and we also have an evaluation board for the module. Okay, so the difference between the SoC and the module is that for a module, beside the SoC, we have also integrated the crystals and the switch inside one single module. And then the module that we have is also certified. Okay, so it's certified for CE and FCC. So being certified for FCC and CE, it actually help you to reduce your time to market because your product you don't have to send it through intensive certification. Okay. So over here, we also have the two board display on our booth. Okay. So beside providing you this board over here, so it's also available online. So you can always go to Google. You can always search for this board over here. So beside that, we also provide like the schematics, the Gerber files, and also the ROM for this boards. Okay. So on this two board over here, beside the MCU and also the LoRa radio, we also provide we also have like sensors on board. Okay. So some of our customers they even use this like for proof of concept to their customers before they actually start their development. Okay. So during the past 2 days, I also see that many of you, the students, are also very interested in our board over here. I think it can also be used in universities and so on to actually do a study on the LoRa technology and also on microcontroller. So in fact, in Singapore, we are also working with polytechnics and also universities to come up with some LoRaWAN courses to educate future engineer like you and also current engineer on LoRaWAN technology. Okay. So beside the board that you are seeing over here, we also provide a complete and also a certified and free of charge sub-Gigahertz ecosystem. Okay. So in our ecosystem over here, beside the hardware tools, we also provide you the Cube IDE. Okay. So this is actually ST development environment. Okay. That we are actually download from ST.com free of charge. So you can actually use this environment to actually do the development of your application. So if you are also familiar with other IDE, IR and CAL, we are also supporting them. We are also supporting them by having some examples based on IR and CAL. Okay, so if you are more familiar with this IDE, you can continue to use them together with examples. Okay, so the examples that we have is also very useful. We will actually provide you the source code. Okay, so you can also do modification on the source code to come out with a new product. Okay, so besides that, we also have the other examples. We also have the LoRaWAN stacks. So the stacks are actually from ST. Okay, so we are also providing to you free of charge. So besides that, we also have like the Cube monitor power and the Cube monitor. This is for purpose of monitoring power and also for doing the debugging. Okay. So for SD, we actually have a very intensive online training and also a lot of documentation online to help you to know to learn how to use our tools. So these are actually we have like 13 online technical training. We also have like 30 video module online. So we also have a YouTube channel, okay, so that you can go there to actually learn more about our tools and so on. Okay. So besides that, we also have some others tools and also manuals online on SC.com that can actually help you in understanding our tools and also developing your LoRa products. And finally, okay, on the slide over here, I also have some useful link for you to actually help you. So some like the product page for the STM32L. So they also include like the tools that I mentioned earlier, the QMX for doing configuration, the Cube IDE, the development environment, and also we also have all these programming examples, schematics, and so application notes on how to actually develop your LoRa application. Okay. Okay. So thank you for attention. So if you have any question, we will be still around. So you can also visit our booth. So if you have you are looking on any LoRa projects and you are actually new to our tools, you can come talk to us. Yeah. So I have actually some boards available. So if you are interested to develop our board, please come to us and talk to us. I can actually give you some of these boards. Okay. Thank you.